up some targets. It's 36 degrees, way too hot to be doing too much, but it is coming towards the arvo. We've got some fallow hunting coming up soon, so we're just going to test a couple of rifles out here today. So we'll get set up and bang a couple. So I'm just going to try and set up a chronograph. All set up, ready to rip. Righto, so mentioned we got a bit of fallow hunting coming up soon. Still talking like a good month or so at least. It's, temperature's real hot. As you can see, the country's pretty dry, and we've obviously got fawns out at foot, so no point shooting the hinds for a while. Let some of them sort of come up and get on their feet, and then yeah, next thing you know it'll be Easter / fallow rut, and the bush will come alive with hunters again. Yippee! But in the meantime, yeah, I've got a couple of rifles here, just want to get sorted out. The favourite old 303, the Ruger number 1 303. We're just going to do some testing of it today with a 3-shot group at about 100 metres, open sights, with some factory ammo. Reason I went to some factory ammo this time is I did the math on what it does cost for us Australians down here to buy powder and components, and there was a bit of a deal going on in a Sydney gun shop in regards to get 5 boxes and get a bit of a discount. So the math worked out to be basically not much more and not much less than what I could reload them for. So I figured to save some of my components that I do have, powder, primers, etc., just lash out and buy 100 of them. In this gun, it's going to take months, if not years, to shoot, as it's pretty much strictly just a hunting gun, and then every now and then I might shoot 3 or 4 rounds through it here or at a gong or whatever and just confirm that it's sweet, and then from there it doesn't get touched for a fair while. I do want to primarily hunt the fallow rut with this rifle as is, open-sighted, and I'm not sure what projectile I'll use yet, but they seem to be shooting pretty similar. My reloads with the Spear 180s versus these PPU 180s are very similar velocity, but we are going to put it over Chrono as well today and just see for sure and just confirm that accuracy is good. So let's get away and shoot the 303. Just having cold bore shots, but we'll move on to the 303. See what I can hit up into your front here on target. Get a speed check. Error. .2393, so about 2400 feet per second with short little barrel. .2390, 2400. Perfect. Woo. Old Smoking Joe, that one. So what did we learn about 303 today? That was just with 180 grain factory, PPU soft points. It's obviously pretty similar to the way that those Spear 180 grains of mine are reloaded, pretty similar velocity I would assume. Keen to do a bit more testing with that, and what you'll see on paper is probably a 6 or 7 inch group, maybe more. But that's all just through this open sights, which is made of epoxy clay. While it was wet, I was able to modify it to be around about right for my reloads, and I was just really confirming that these do work at 100 metres, because I have tested them at about 50 metres, and we're going to shoot a deer all day. So we'll see what happens at 100 and confirm, but on paper the groups aren't great, but when you put a deer size animal up there and see how we're aiming through it with the bead on it, etc., and that's killing it all day long actually. I'd be quite happy taking a fallow at 100 metres with this thing as is with both ammos, so that's success in my book for a hunting rifle for what we're going to be doing. It is just a sweet little gun. It's hard to beat, it's great to carry. I look forward to doing a bit with it over the fallow rut, just at least having it with me for if any close range croakers come up. And it's good to know that those PPU factories and my hand loads are both on par with each other in regards to not having to change any sighting, and I could grab either, put it on the critter at 100 metres or closer, and Bob would be my uncle, would probably have 4 legs up in the air. The drama with something like this, in using these sort of open sight buckhorns, is the fact that the front sight typically starts taking over the animal at distance, especially a little fallow. Anything over 100 metres, past 100 metres, and the bead starts taking up the animal, and you can't really get a very precise aim, and it's often those times when you won't pull the trigger because you're not 100% sure if you're gut shooting it, shoulder shooting it, shooting below it, or shooting just over it, because the bead is taking up the whole thing. So that's why I try and just get out here and shoot particularly gongs or cardboard boxes at up to 100 metres, or the distance I want to shoot this animal, and that way I'm confident that if I put the bead on the animal around about its shoulder and pull that trigger, it's going to be within that area. No major guessing games. And that's all this is set up for. So no, it probably doesn't shoot great groups. No, it's probably not very consistent with groups. But one thing it has been is just, it's in the zone 9 times out of 10 when you pick it up and just grab it and shoot it with the reloads or the factory ammo, which we just saw today. And most of the time with this rifle it's walking around or it's ambushing, so everything is well under 100 metres, and it's pretty much off shoulder. You might just get a quick crack at one that's a bit unaware, or you might be aware and you've got a couple of seconds just to give it a crack, and that's what this one's for. So anyway, enough banging on about the Ruger number 1 303, but we're confirmed. We're at 2400 feet per second with 180 grain PPU factories, and I'll put up on the screen what the spear hop cords are doing, but I think they're actually in the same ballpark. Anyway, happy days here. We'll catch us out there for fallow rut pretty soon. Just get those young ones a bit of time to grow up, get off the tit, get those velvet bucks harden right up and stain up, move out into some of their breeding country and start scratching up some trees. That's when I'll get real serious. So yep, plenty coming up on this channel, coming up over March and April, so stay tuned, hit the subscribe button over there, and I'll bloody see you soon. Hooroo.